There are an awful lot of next generation flagship phones hitting the market right about now. In the past month alone, we have seen Samsung's Galaxy Note and Galaxy Fold 2, LG's crazy Wing phone, a double-displayed Windows Duo, and Motorola's second RAZR foldable. And give it a few weeks, and we'll be seeing the iPhone 12, I'm sure. How then does a smartphone maker compete with all that top-notch tech? One word: value. Oppo is the only technology company that sounds the same if you say it backwards as you do forwards. The palindrome of a company has decided to fight smartphone fire with a heck of a lot more fire, and that fire is also cheaper. Now that analogy has escaped me for a moment, but what Oppo is doing is cramming a whole lot of smartphone technology into a phone that costs much less than those flagship competitors I mentioned earlier. But the question is, does it skimp where it counts? You wouldn't know this was going for value by picking it up. It is a lovely hefty brick of a phone, not too heavy and not too light. The treatment of the back is nice too, with a slight matte finish that repels fingerprints. You also get a quad rear camera setup in a nice, neat line. Now elsewhere you get 3 physical buttons, a single speaker on the bottom next to a USB charging port. Now the entire front is taken up by a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED screen that bends around the chassis. What makes things special though is that it fires out video at 90 Hz. Now not to get too technical here, but the higher the refresh rate of a screen, the more tactile it feels swiping around. Oh, and it also increases video and gaming performance. So now let's move on to the camera. All 4 of them. Those extra lenses give you a regular, wide, and zoom options. Now that gives you a tad more versatility depending on the shots you'll want to be using it for. Photos and video are nice and crisp, with actually punchier colors than some of the flagships mentioned before. And do remember those flagships, because they cost quite a bit more than the Reno 4 Pro. Now there are also some fun creative features, including one mode that will desaturate the background on photos and video. It'll probably be good for the gram. Now this guy rocks 12 GB of RAM under the hood, as well as 256 gigs of storage. That seems plenty enough, especially when you consider that Oppo's Color OS version of Android is one of the closest to vanilla Android that you can get right now. In short, it's speedy alright. We threw multitasking at it, gaming, surfing the web, watching YouTube, and did not notice much slowdown at all. Oppo has been banging on about its charging capabilities for a while now, and it says the Reno 4 Pro features some of the fastest charging on the planet. Now we know plugging your phone in isn't the sexiest of features, but this one does something very special indeed. It can go from 0 to 100% charged in just 36 minutes. Now for those who tend to charge up their phones overnight, this isn't going to be a big deal. But if you are a power user, then it's probably going to be invaluable. The Oppo Reno 4 Pro does what it set out to do then, and really packs some top-end features into a smartphone that costs far less than a flagship in 2020. It certainly punches above its weight, and I reckon all but the most technology-minded really won't know what they're missing between this and a higher-end smartphone. Because to be honest, there isn't much difference.